was a strange experience I had in getting to the point that I wanted to be a lawyer. I really thought and prayed about it a lot, and I just finally decided I think I want to go into the law. Service carries over in everything that we do, no matter what you're called to do. Service should be a part of that. The practice of law and then the bench as well provides unique opportunities to reach out and serve people. And so I try to consider that every time that I hand out a sentence, that there's some element to give them the chance to be a better person.
He exemplifies everything that should be true about a Mercer lawyer. It's his approach to the job that to me is so impressive. He's told me that one of the things that he likes best about being a judge is simply the opportunity and the power to help people. They need resolution, they need closure, and the judge, through his approach, can help bring that to them. An ideal Mercer lawyer is somebody who is excellent at what they do, but they do it in the right way and they do it for the right reasons. And I think Judge Ozburn's life and career, both as a lawyer and as a judge, exemplifies that.
Sammy was chairman of the elders when I became the senior pastor. And so this is the first time I'd ever been a senior pastor, so I was a little nervous. If I needed some coaching, Sammy always did that privately. You know, he never would in an elders meeting say, hey, Scott, I think you need to do it this way. But I just grew to really trust him and respect him. But it was really outside of the church that I really began to admire who he is. And I just watched him live out his faith. It wasn't something he just spoke, it was what he actually did.
Sammy has these passions in life that he's very intent upon. And one of those is the community. He decided when he took the bench that there were things he wanted to accomplish. He thought the children ought to be made more aware of the court system. So he devised a program where he reached out to all the schools and classes could come to the courthouse and take a tour of the courthouse, meet the various judges in the courthouse, talk to them. By this time, there's been thousands of children that have come through who've benefited from that leadership that he showed.
There were a number of great attorneys around here locally that I was able to work with and that helped me, and I just feel like I need to pass that on to the next generation of Mercer attorneys that come through. I tell them that, first of all, to be sure that they protect their reputation. You don't have to be the smartest, but you can just overcome it if you work hard, apply yourself, and look out for your client. You know, remember to them, that's the most important case in the world. It may be a will, or it may just be something very simple. To them, that is the most important thing in this world, and it's an honor for them to come to you to ask you to help with it.
When Judge Ozburn came and spoke to my first year class, he urged the students to be motivated by pride in the work itself and by gratitude for the opportunity to be of service to their clients. I asked him what was his favorite part of being a judge. He didn't hesitate a minute. He said his favorite part of being a judge was doing adoptions. And the reason, he said, was that an adoption is an occasion of healing, of bringing people together, unlike so many of the things that you have to do in court. He will go to Walmart and he will buy a collection of stuffed animals. And then every time he would do an adoption of a young child, he would tell them, you need something to remember this occasion. He would give them the stuffed animal. And then he told the story that it would happen to him years later, that child, now grown, would run into him and say, Judge, I still have that stuffed animal.
Nothing stops him. When they dedicated this building, he decided that we ought to get a Supreme Court justice to come down. And now who would think that you could get a Supreme Court justice to come to a small city like Covington? No, he started working on it. Wasn't stopped by anything, got Justice Anthony Kennedy to come down here. And it was quite a do for this small community. 10, 15 years later, they added on to the building, and now we had a much bigger building. So we were gonna rededicate it, so what does Sammy do? He decides, I got Anthony Kennedy to come down here. It's not fair to those other Supreme Court justices that I didn't offer them the opportunity. And so he got Justice Clarence Thomas to come down here. But nothing stops Sammy if he sets his mind to that kind of goal.
I was on the bench full-time for 25 years, In sentencing people over the time that I was on the bench, there were so many times that it was obvious that a mental or emotional issue was being experienced by the person. And there were just so few choices. I mean, a lot of them couldn't afford treatment. And I started the resource court, which is what we call our mental health court. And we treat the problem, but at the same time, we hold them to very stringent standards. And when they first come into the court, they don't even want to look the judge in the eye. But after a while, they realize, hey, these people really want to help me. And it's like a light bulb goes off. It's one of the most gratifying things that I have been a part of since I've been on the bench. To see them graduate and to see them have a job and make their family proud has saved the state money, and it also saves lives.
Sammy loves Newton County. Sammy does not just work here, Sammy's from here. Just recently I got to sit in resource court, which he helped get started. And seeing his love for the participant and the encouragement and asking them questions, and just saying, hey, we're behind you and we're for you. And that's the most amazing thing I've ever seen in a courtroom, where everybody in the courtroom is for the participant. And Sammy's the one that got resource court started here in Georgia. Sammy loves with action and truth. And I've seen that at the church. I've seen it here in the resource court. I've seen it with the Salvation Army. Sammy is not afraid to get his hands dirty. Sammy's going to get beside people, and if that person's in the ditch, he's going to get in the ditch with them. Sammy, congratulations on receiving this award. You exemplify true faith, and I am proud to know you.
I'm sorry, Judge, that I can't be with you when you receive this award and add my own personal congratulations face to face. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service to your community, to the profession, and most importantly, to the students of the Mercer Law School. Because of you, we can have more faith that this next generation of Mercer lawyers will live up to the standards that you have set to be the kind of lawyers that we all need. Thank you, Judge, and congratulations.